So today I'm going to work on a make it move. The rules that I've set for myself are that it can't take more than 2 hours to make, and I'm only allowed to use objects that I've found, so I can't purchase anything. Having said that, I have an extraordinarily good collection of stuff that I can use. Could use such as recycled materials, bottle tops. There's lots of things that you can use for multiple purposes. So we made this tractor. Looks like a tractor to me. I guess I learned a few things. So making it's the first time I've used one of these little engines. I've had them for a little while, but I wasn't sure how to I wanted to make them, I was pretty sure that if I actually put these engines in the right way around, that they're thinking creatively and problem solving. By having something that is heavy and falls over, have it on a move. It's about thinking. And I find this sort of stuff fun. Yeah, I really do. So I hope you have fun doing it. And please, I'd really like you to post what you've made online so that we can all have a look at it. And because it gives us the opportunity to think about the things that we didn't consider. Oh, hadn't thought about that, is often what I hear from students when they see other students work. So with these two, I need positive and a negative. So they're actually crossed over. So there's positive and negative there. So I've got a positive and negative battery plus a positive for the engine here. And what I'm going to do is actually spread them out a little bit to make sure that they conduct reasonably well. Now I haven't tried this before, so I'm assuming it'll work. And if not, I'll learn. So you notice I actually put conductive tape underneath all of the wires. That was on purpose. It just means that the wires don't push into the foam block. So the conductive tape just saves having to solder. You can just use the conductivity on the tape instead of having to solder anything, especially if you don't have a soldering iron. I don't like the chemicals very much that you get from soldering. Okay, so that looks messy, I know, but we'll sort it out. Right, so this is green gaffer tape. It's non-conductive and it's used by I'll put the wheels on first and then attach the motor to the block. So what I want to do is just make it so that the wheels will sit just outside the thing, because otherwise they'll run into the block. So I just need to make sure that they are wide enough to come outside that. And if they're a little bit wider, it'll make them a little bit more stable as well. So I'll just cut a couple of pieces. This piece of straw stuff that I bought at some stage. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually slip those. I think they should fit. It takes a little bit of effort, but yep, onto there. we should be able to get them go forwards and backwards. Okay, so with the wheels, we now have it set up a bit like this. We put the top motor on, goes forwards, back motor on, it'll go backwards. Probably attach the wheels to the block at this stage, or the motor to the block. So I'm going to make the tube for the front a little bit shorter than the tube for the back. An axle is a tube with a tube inside it. The outside tube stays still and the inside tube moves. Okay, this is my third time at trying to get something the right size. This is a National Science Week pen. I'm sure that they'd love that it's getting donated to making something creative. Okay, we now have an axle. So this tube here will stay still and this one will move. Beautiful. So we'll just cut a little bit off at a time. I have an issue with this sliding around and our move won't go straight. So I'm just thinking if we put a couple of little blockers on either side and secure them in place, then if we actually secured those, that would be able to spin still, but it wouldn't be able to go either side. So I just need to make sure that they're kind of even and then secure them. Glue the wheels as well. And I'll fix the back wheels on as well. Let's just secure that one onto there. Piece of gaffer tape. Okay, so I set out to make something in an hour and with things that I found. So I wasn't allowed to go and get anything. Having said that, I've got a pretty good collection of stuff in my office, probably more than most people would. But I want you to think about materials that you could use, such as recycled materials, bottle tops. There's lots of things that you can use for multiple purposes. So we made this tractor. Looks like a tractor to me. I guess I learned a few things. So making an axle from scratch. It's the first time I've used one of these little engines. Uh, I've had them for a little while, but I wasn't sure how to I wanted to make them use the engine with a tape block, so with one of these blocks, but I wasn't sure exactly um, how to do it in terms of fitting the wheels in so that they wouldn't actually be touching the block. I was pretty sure that if I actually put these in the right way around, that they would actually go forwards or backwards. What else do we do? I got the pen size wrong. I had to cut more than one pen. You don't get everything perfect the first time. So the question is, why are we asking you to do these things, right? So hopefully you'll learn something. A lot of this sort of exercise is not about making something really spectacular or finished, because you're not going to get something really finished in an hour. It's about thinking and problem solving and thinking about alternatives. So using different materials, coming up with something. So it's really to start you thinking creatively and problem solving, and how would I do this? I made a vehicle, but in terms of make something that moves, it could wave or jump. And I mean, my daughter made a mousetrap car. You might have made one at school. So you use the spring from the mousetrap to actually get it moving. You could use some sort of weight to get things moving. So, by having something that is heavy and falls over, have it on some sort of string and it pulls it and that makes it move. You had the wind make it move. It doesn't matter what it is that makes it move. It's about thinking. Please, I'd really like you to post what you've made online so that we can all have a look at it, and because it gives us the opportunity to think about the things that we didn't consider. Oh, hadn't thought about that, is often what I hear from students when they see other students' work. Have fun.